I am an average-looking guy, 18, and I hate the idea of dressing well. I have this feeling that if I dress well, people will notice me and mock how an average-looking guy is trying to look good. I feel like I don't deserve to dress well because of my looks. I am very insecure about this and, as such, rarely dress well. What should I do? Story 1. Every girl is crazy about a sharply dressed man. It may be a song lyric, but it is quite true. I have been around a fair number of women and others attracted to men, and the consensus seems to be quite strong that a nice outfit is attractive on any man. Really, on anyone. If you like how you look dressed up, definitely do it more. Extra confidence is one of the most attractive qualities. If you do not like how you look, that is fine too. Try to find some outfits that feel good to you. Story 2. As a bigger guy, I avoided dressing well and stuck to general combinations at work. Straight up, I watched Queer Eye and thought, damn, it would feel good to do my hair a bit, lose some weight, buy some nice clothes. I did just that, and now I look forward to walking into my closet every day. My wife and I spent $100 at Kohl's. It doesn't have to be designer stuff, just do you, buddy. Once you start wearing nicer clothing, you'll realize, oh, this is adult stuff. If kids want to ridicule me for looking good, let them. Good luck. Story 3. A guy in a suit and tie, yes please. I'm female and used to be a bit like you, too scared to dress in pretty clothes. I didn't own a business or shift dress until 4 years ago. Now I have this amazing collection of dresses, shoes, jackets, and I wear them to work every day. It gives me so much more confidence. Once you get over the fear, you will rock your clothing and feel so much more confident. Keep it up, you are not a fraud. Story 4. Do for you as you feel. Often when we start treating ourselves better, take better care of our health, appearance, and what we say to ourselves, we grow into a more secure self. The things people say to us, insults, criticism, and so on, are nowhere near as damaging as what we say to ourselves. Story 5. Not a man, but people aren't thinking about you as much as they think they do. They are wandering around aimlessly, worried you are judging them too. You deserve to dress how you want, and no one is going to think, I can't believe that average-looking guy is trying to dress nicely. It's not a thought I've ever had in my life, but if you do come across someone like that, it's best to know about it up front so you already know you don't want anything to do with them in the future. And I'm sure someone else has said it, but that will drive women crazy. A person who might be considered a 4 can instantly turn into a 9 in a well-fitted suit. Story 6. Just don't overdo it. Dress appropriately for the situation or event. Going to work on a construction site? Don't choose the sport coat, nice pants, and dress shoes. Going to a party? Don't lace up the scuffed work boots and wear stained jeans with an ill-fitted plaid shirt. Do a little at a time. Look at how others are dressed and try to emulate, not copy, the looks of the guys that seem to be put together a bit. You'll get more comfortable with time. Story 7. Who cares what people think? You do you. If you want to dress well, then do it. Nobody can complain that you are smartly dressed. It's a different matter if you turn up to a posh meal in a pair of swim trunks, but there is nothing wrong with dressing well. Further to this, when it comes to employment, unless a uniform is required, I always recommend dressing up. Dress for the job you want rather than the one you have. I work in a sawmill, but I always wear a smart shirt, smart trousers, and my boots are kept clean. I wear a tie too when I'm not operating the machines. I don't care what people think. I like to dress smart and always have since I left school. And dressing smart doesn't have to come at a cost either. A nice shirt and tie can cost less than 20 pounds. Good luck and stay smart. Story 8. You should always try to look your absolute best, even if you're dressing casually or comfortably. I didn't realize it until I got older, but it does make a significant difference in your opinion of yourself and how others perceive you. It is worth 100 times over the effort and anxiety. Force yourself to do it and tell yourself you look good, and you've got money in the bank. Story 9. People who will look at you and judge are the people who will do that anyway. Judgmental individuals don't need a reason. Maybe you have a cowlick that day. Bam, that person took a moment to judge you. You look like a carbon copy of Brad Pitt in his youth. They'll say, wannabe. There's no end to it for individuals with nothing better to do than picking on strangers. But the vast majority of people on the street, in my experience, just keep on doing their thing, staring at their phone, whatever. It's the same for the workplace and so on. Even if they spare a thought, it's fleeting if it's negative unless it's something offensive like an inappropriate shirt. Anyone whose opinion you would respect won't judge you for dressing up. The feeling of, I don't feel I deserve it, is a complicated one. But fashion is such a fantastic tool, especially for those of us who feel below average. People can look amazing when dressed right, even if they're not on the cover of a fashion magazine. If anything, we deserve the power of dressing up even more. Story 10. This is the first time I've heard someone share that anxiety. When I dress up, I remember the saying, diamonds on doo-doo. I just try to remember my beauty isn't based on the beauty of those around me, and if anything, I can at least be sparkly doo-doo. Anyway, if I'm ugly, that's everyone else's problem since I don't have to look at myself. Story 11. You know how when you give a presentation in class you're super nervous to talk at length in front of everyone? But when you are listening to student presentations you barely pay attention. Why do you think your presentation is any different? People don't really care and just want to do their own thing. If someone is going to be unpleasant, it's because they are unpleasant. Why would you care what an unpleasant person thinks? Story 12. Got a secret for you. Whether you dress up or do not dress up, some people are going to talk negatively about you. There is no way around it in every situation. Once you truly accept that, two things should happen. First, you can stop listening to the voice in your head that is mocking you before you have given anyone a chance to. That inner monologue needs to be quieted. Second, you are going to realize that if the end result is the same, people talking negatively, then just do what makes you feel comfortable. Maybe by dressing up, if you feel good, you will stop seeing yourself as an average-looking person. There is no average friend. We are all too different for an actual average. Story 13. I know this is hard to believe, but no one cares. There is no point in worrying about what anyone else thinks because they probably aren't. Life is not a stage. Story 14. Let me tell you, man, I was on the same boat as you. Basketball shorts and jeans as far as the eye could see. Then I got a sales job and it was suit and tie every day before COVID for 5 years, and you get used to it. You have to feel comfortable in the clothes, or you'll stand out more than if you were rocking them. Eventually, people would walk up to me in a 7-Eleven during my lunch break and say, "Man, you're looking sharp today." If you need to get comfortable with the clothes, just start going to places where people would expect you to be in one. No one is going to make fun of a guy in a suit at a bank. They say clothes make the man, but that's only if he's comfortable in them. Story 15. I understand this completely. You may have a sort of underconfidence about yourself, which is natural for a lot of people, especially younger people. The issue, I believe, is that clothes really are just fabric. They have no power themselves, but they do carry social signals to others. Just like the idea of wearing very bright or flamboyant clothes might give you anxiety, I know it would have for me. You might feel that drawing even more attention to yourself is going to give you even more anxiety, which you may already have. So, the problem is really with seeing yourself from your own perspective and seeing from others. In the first part, you should really take some time to try to be with yourself and look at yourself without the judgment or opinions of anyone else, not even the closest person you know. If you wore those clothes, how do you and you alone feel about it? The tie looks crooked? You could be more in shape? Maybe you need a haircut. Well, everyone needs something, and no one is perfect. Those who can look at themselves and have that confidence are ones who work towards it. This means it takes a concerted effort. If I think I am not as in shape, I could have the mindset to get very depressed and anxious that I am not good enough. Or I can laugh. Remember all the video games and unhealthy food I used to eat, and had a lot of fun doing it, and say, well, I can't snap my fingers in shape today, but I will accept how I am and then focus on getting in shape this month. There are 7 billion people in this world, and so that means 7 billion different opinions. Many or a lot of those may be bad or want to tear you down. That's a great thing. If there weren't all those people, then we would lose out on valuable criticism. It's our job to take those opinions and use them in a constructive way. If someone is thinking something bad about you, then so what? Either you believe it, say thanks in your head for realizing there's something you want to improve on, and work on it. Or don't believe it. Realize that person may have some issue in their life causing them to be nasty, and then ignore the comment. Remember, just because we think something or hear something from another person doesn't mean it's true. In life, we are always experimenting with things. Nothing is permanent or perfect. Learn what works for you, and then you can focus on enjoying the situation no matter what clothes you're in. Hope this helps and best of luck. Story 16. Anyone who thinks to themselves, "This guy dresses very well, but is he average looking?" is not someone you should be caring about anyway. Dressing well makes me feel good, and I am guessing it is the same with you, and it should. Besides, not everyone knows how to dress. This puts you up there. Go for it, my man. Story 17. Okay, so here goes. Dress well in clothes you like. Feel good. Get comments from people about how good you look. Feel better. Repeat until it feels normal. Story 18. Trust me, ladies love it when a guy dresses well. When my husband finally stops wearing a tech shirt and puts on a button-up and his jeans I like, I appreciate it. It doesn't have to be super nice, just enough that a lady knows you put some thought into it. Also, it might be your age. You are still learning about yourself and growing. I know I was uncomfortable with what I wore, but at some point, you don't care what people think and say, forget it. Then you do what makes you happy. Story 19. Honey, most people at 18 feel anxious about something. Get over yourself. Looking sharp is never a bad thing. Most everyone appreciates someone who takes pride in how they look. 60 degrees Fahrenheit here. Story 20. Do things to get comfortable being the center of attention. You might even enjoy it in measured doses. Do some acting in a local amateur theater group, COVID notwithstanding. When you enter a room with other people in it, walk to the physical center of the room or center of a group of people and let everyone stare at you for a second before you do whatever it was you were going to do. Again, COVID notwithstanding. These are both things I've done. The second one I discovered in a book about body language and flirting. It's an interesting exercise. Try it. It's weird human psychology stuff. Story 21. What you wear isn't as important as how you wear it. If you are comfortable and confident, it's going to show. I like to mix clothes that make me feel confident with those that make me insecure. I like wearing suits, but I feel awkward with dress shoes, so I wear a suit with Converse. I get the feeling of dressing up without as much anxiety. Story 22. I was like you at 18, but trust me, just start slowly transitioning into dressing well, and in no time you will feel confident. Also, your style will develop. I would be scared to wear what I do today at 18. I am 26. But now I am happy I developed my own style. Not that I am extravagant, but dressing well really does get attention. Story 23. Being unattractive doesn't mean you can't be stylish. In fact, you should put more effort into dressing well to offset whatever you feel is lacking about your looks. Everyone deserves to feel good about their clothes. It sounds like you have some self-esteem issues to work through. Maybe consider some counseling or a life coach. As a woman, I want you to know that I have been with plenty of unattractive people because they were stylish, funny, or witty, and confident about their own value, even if they recognized rationally that they weren't conventionally attractive. Story 24. If you do not have an anxiety disorder that needs to be addressed, then the short answer is practice. Doing something more will create a sense of competence, and from that comes confidence. Also, find a person you know pretty well whose style you like, or at least dresses decently, and ask for advice. You can see that they look good, they make good decisions on style, and are probably giving you good advice. Also, pay attention to who you surround yourself with. If your friends make fun of you for trying to dress well, consider looking for different friends. Story 25. Can you define dressing well? At 18, it seems unlikely that you need to wear a suit or anything like that. If you always wear jeans and a hoodie, then you'll probably feel a bit awkward wearing chinos and a button-down or a nice polo. Sure. Therefore, I'd suggest wearing whatever you're comfortable in for your daily life, whether that's work or classes. You'll see those people every day and you'll be tired. You can always change it up if you're feeling good or if you become more comfortable. At home, you might try putting on your nice clothes just so you get more comfortable wearing them, if you aren't already. Then, when you're going out to social events, Just wear the nice clothes. Most guys have social outfits, especially as they get older. Just make sure your clothes fit. It's the hardest part. Stuff that's too big looks bad on everyone. One last point. You have to find your style. It doesn't have to be whatever's in fashion. A lot of the trends are pretty awful. If you see a look you're into, then give it a shot. You'll never really be comfortable in clothes that you hate, even if they're in style. And nothing looks better than confidence. Story 26. I used to be in this same position. You just need to be subtle about it. Start by wearing decent pants and shoes, jeans and a t-shirt. Then work some khakis in, then a nice coat, then some classier shirts. If anyone makes a comment, just ask them why they care about your pants.